And a very good evening to everyone who is watching us. It's pretty much a bit towards the late night, but we are back at it with our Xbox stream. And today we are at the none other track other than Australia, the first street racing track that we have this season, I believe. And today we are back with our Xbox boys, although we are waiting for them to join in and ready up. Meanwhile, just let me go through the commentators and the streamers that we have today. So we have a new commentator joining us today with us. We have starmaxlord who will be commentating with me as the side commentator, and I also have in the comms box Relativity, who is being kind enough to stream this action for us from the Xbox League itself. So how are you guys doing?
Fine.
That's a pretty
Good to.
one-word answer. But yeah, Starmax Lord, what do you expect your strategy for this race to be for today's?
Uh, Australia is very tricky track. Easy to make mistakes, and everything could go wrong in one corner. Strategy wise, some people may try to extend the tires to one stop, while some people might want the extra pace and try to go for a two stop. So it depends. It varies people to person. So yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So both one stop and two stop is possible in this track.
That's a very viable, judgment on the track itself, and especially considering the golf section exists. What do you think is gonna happen there? There are a lot of people who lose their car in that section, especially as it's towards the end of the second sector, and it's a very fast chicane, as people say it, but generally does not feel like a chicane, and on the exit
Mhm.
of that you can easily lose your car and hit the wall and end your entire race. So what do you have to say for our drivers who will be driving and going through that section?
All I can say is good luck. If that's a chicane, that's a dangerous one.
People who are doing the one stopper, they have to be very careful on it. Since because of the tire wear, you get less grip and it's very easy to lose your car.
Good point.
Yes, that's a very viable point as we are heading into the quali. So just refresh my memory. Relativity, are we gonna have a full quali or a short quali today?
Full quality.
Okay, so we are gonna have a full quali today. That means three quali sessions, each around 12 to 15 minutes, depending on which quali we are in. Pretty much, I saw only less than 10 drivers, so I don't think anyone needs to actually come out in Q1, especially, and they can save their tire set. What do you think are people gonna do there?
Most people are just gonna retire in Q and they're gonna click the retire button. They can still move on to the next round. In Q2, we kept it full quali so that even though they can like choose their own tires for the race. In short quali, uh, the fastest lap which you do is the tire. Like in the fastest lap, bro.
That's true. I can see you are a bit confused by seeing the timing screen, I believe, because it's
Yeah,
it's 1 to 10, 11, 12, 13. But yeah, that's the
distracted me as well.
that's what Codemaster throws at you in every game. A new bug that evolves around something that we have never seen. And today we are greeted with the timing sheet glitch, which I think should be fixed when drivers cross the line. But yeah, we have around 18 minutes in Q1. I really hope that these drivers just retire and maybe move forward to save some time. We see Katty on a intermediate tire for some reason.
They
He's
have to
just
just sit the lap and retire, or
yeah.
else they'll be
Yeah.
disqualified.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So I guess Katty is rubbering out the track now itself, as we have seen in the esports, how drivers just go out on intermediate tires for the initial laps just to rubber the track in, and Katty being the generous one is gonna do it for everyone.
Some people do that to rubber in the tracks, while others actually do that so that they can preserve their slick tires for longer. So they can preserve it for further sessions. So
Uh,
maybe have a few more fresh softs for Q3. Because if you try to do your in laps and out laps very fast, you can come in and go 3 times and do 3 hot laps with 3 fresh tires. If that's what you want to do.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Especially, I am seeing a lot of these people coming out on their soft tires. Shouldn't you be saving these salts for Q3, where you need to set that pole time, or even in Q2 if you are planning to start on these salts? That is so.
Mm.
Maybe these drivers are thinking something else than what we are thinking here.
Mm.
Anyways, since everyone has to just do installment lap, as you might say, and just come into the pits, it doesn't matter much if they are not pushing a lot. So everyone would be doing just one lap, and we will be heading over soon into Q2. My bad. So we are in for a
Mm.
very long race that we have today.
Yep, definitely.
Very long.
As we are riding on board Contour Bobby, who will take us through this lap. The first laps that we are gonna see takes beautifully the inside and the exit curve of turn 1, lining up his move for turn 3 if I'm not wrong. We'll forget the count as we go through the lap. The curves on the inside for the next corner can be deadly. Brilliantly avoids it and even turns his car enough to make that corner. Next corner, you want to utilize as much of the exit as you can, which he completely avoids for some reason. Maybe it just unsettles his car, and with his setup that he is running, again a place where you can utilize more of the exit curve there on the green astroturf that you see there, which pushes on us onto this long sector, following the fast chicane, as people call it, the golf course section, taking it very cautiously, might I say, not throwing his car around in that section as he heads over to the third sector. Brilliant use of the track. A bit more can be used on the exit, a short gear down and a bit of brake, but if not braked enough, that's what happens. You head over onto the gravel and lose whatever time you had set throughout the entire lap as he heads over to the final corner, sticking to the inside, moving out to the outside, trying to get his foot down, and sets the fastest time of this session of 1:27.1 for now. But I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a time that's gonna be beaten single-handedly by his teammate himself, Direct Nutria, who is currently in the third sector and is coming through the final couple of corners. He takes it beautifully, the last second corner, not going into the gravel, and heading over to the last second, sorry, that was the last third corner, but heading over to the last corner, beautifully tucking inside for the final corner and letting his car drift out as he crosses the line and sets a 1:25.0. Do you think our drivers will set a quicker time, and what are your time expectations, Starmax?
I would say definitely be quicker because right now the track is still cold. People are learning how the track feels and stuff like that. And my time expectations would be at least a 1:22.
That's a fair
So
judgment, I
Q3, I would
believe.
say the fastest lap, I would say at least a 1:22.
Yeah, that's a fair judgment in my respect, as well as Katty completely forgets that there is a slight turn on the track and it's the wall. Maybe donates his wing as well in the process. So that's some sacrifice that he has done there.
I think we will expect a faster time in Q3 because we have a lot of Quali merchants in this race, like Katty. He doesn't do Grand Prix. He just does time trial all the time.
In my personal opinion, that's also one strategy that people go out with, but I have never felt it to be very useful in the race, because in the race you have way more different things to worry about than just about your lines that you are taking. But again, it can work for some, it doesn't work for many others. So let's see how he fares out in the race itself. We have seen somewhat of a dominance by HB. Oh, he's not. Oh, he is raging. So HB58 has been in the top steps in the past couple of races that we have had in the Xbox League. So we'll see what he can pull out today, as he's just on his hot lap, just behind Katty on the lap. But almost losing his car there. He had to go off the throttle as he exited the corner since he took the inside curve. As I said before, it can be deadly on this track if you take the curbs a bit too much, completely missing the apex, but still able to capitalize on the exit as Contro Bobby has retired from the session, probably into the pits. Yep, that's him in the pits. We will be soon heading over to Q2 and then soon to Q3. So, what are your expectations in the quali order that you think, or the race starting order? Any
I
expectation?
think Katty will get pole, Mink beside him, and then Simply or HB third.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a fair judgment as we are waiting on the last couple of drivers to head back into the pits and retire for Q1. Right now, the timing sheet seems like HB being the quickest with a 1:23.4, but as my co-commentator starmaxlord said, a 1:22 is expected, and I am completely on board that train. And if I see a 1:21, I will be way more happier than expected.
This is AJ Sam on a lap.
He's still on a lap in that papaya orange McLaren going through the golf section now, so he will be braking hard enough, throwing his car around. Again, very cautiously taken there on the curbs, lifting off completely and has abandoned his lap, it seems. Will be heading back into the pits. Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's see what he
Yeah,
does.
he has no reason to really set a lap. Already has a valid lap up on the board. I think he probably might be just doing this for practice. Maybe. Yeah.
Everyone is
That's the only
taking that
thing.
chicane cautiously because they don't want to endanger their car. Except for direct Nutria, I saw him steer his car very aggressively into the chicane and out of it.
So that means that if you get disqualified in Q1, obviously you won't have a car for Q2 and Q3, which would result you starting in the last of the grid if I'm not wrong. Correct?
Yes.
So there's really no point in pushing Q1 because no matter what you do, as long as you set a valid lap, you'll make it into Q2.
Yes, and that is very much true. Yep, so we have the last of the people on the grid. That's KD, who is still going through the third sector. But I think he has already set a valid time. I'm not sure. Maybe he didn't get the memo to get back into the pits. And he's just waiting to complete his lap, which he has invalidated. So I expect him to go back into the pits in this lap. As he directly jumps into the pits, there is some loading thing going on from, I think, your side. I'm not
Nah,
sure.
nothing on my
Okay.
stream is going well.
Okay, we will see if that issue persists. Then I will have a look at my internet if that's creating an issue. But for now, we are done with Q1 and we are moving on to Q2. A very big night that we are gonna have definitely today, as we are into the Q2 session right now.
Hello and good evening, everyone. So I'm here, Dipanshu. Don't worry, we'll sustain it together. All the three quali sessions and the race.
Yes, so we are joined by none other than Kaake, who has just reached home probably from his office work and is directly hopped on to join with us in the comms box today. How was
Yep.
your day?
So all hectic and good, I would say.
As usual, you know.
Yeah. As we see, Q2 has begun, and yeah, drivers will be coming out anytime. let's see what strategy they adopt. I mean, we have 9 drivers at the moment, so it's guaranteed that everyone goes to Q3. But yeah, still, let's see. It's more of a practice session for these guys at the moment.
Yeah, it's more of a practice session because not almost everyone is gonna go into Q3. It's more of a strategy deciding round right now. So this is gonna decide which tires they are gonna start the race on. And I am seeing a lot of these drivers going out on mediums with 14 minutes left in this session. So maybe most of these drivers are looking for setting a banker lap on those tires and then maybe going for a push lap on the soft tires, but we cannot say for
Oh, you
sure,
can
right?
see AJ has almost lost it.
Oh, yes, there's the losing. Relativity, just a heads up, since you are seeing it live, you see it a bit ahead of us. So we see it after 10-15 seconds. So you might be spoiling it for us and the YouTube and the people watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, because like 2 minutes ago there was no delay at all. I think after a loading screen, there's been a bit of delay.
There might be. Let me just, set it to live and see if that helps, or refresh it, maybe. Okay, so I have refreshed it. Let's hope that it's way more synced.
Yeah, there's like a 2-second delay now, that's all.
That's pretty good. Twitch
Still
does
quite a margin.
so as AJ Sam heads back into the pits, probably having a wing damage after he lost his car, so he will be looking to get a fresh pair of wings and then again go out on those medium tires if he is planning to qualify on those mediums.
See, I feel that he would rather be pitting for new mediums than new
You-
wing because this is the tire that he will start on. So it doesn't matter if he sets a slow lap. So I think he's trying to go for new mediums so that his tires aren't too worn because he just had a big slide.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I guess they're sort of going for a regular lap at the moment on these mediums to, just get the feel how the times come out.
There goes the bollard.
Yes, having a free ride right there.
Looks like HB has binned it into turn 1.
Yes, looks like he has retired from this session.
Oh. But that is his quali fully over. He'll be starting 9th. I honestly thought that he would have been front row because I've seen his pace in TT. I think he's one of the fastest, if not the fastest time that I've seen in our Xbox for this track.
I
that's
So that is
true.
I do see his car still in the pits there, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
after
Yeah.
you retire or bin it automatically teleports your car, or after some delay, teleports your car into the pits.
Oh, is it? I used to
Yeah.
think
I
that
had
it
no.
completely removes your car from the track.
Wait, is that HB or could it be his teammate Sunny?
No,
No, Sunny is on a
a
outlap.
lap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sunny's on a lap.
I think he might have fully retired because he hasn't set a lap yet. There's no reason for him to purposely retire.
Yeah,
That's a huge disappointment for him because he had a lot of potential to get an easy front row.
Yep, so Direct Nutria puts the first time of Q2 123.9 on soft, so maybe he'll get, get a farther quicker time. And let's see how the medium guys come out. We are on board ContentedMink. Yeah, takes the chicane nicely, unlike other guys, but yeah, he's doing it smoothly at the moment. Rounding off the final finish straight, and he puts in a 129.5. I think he can go a bit faster than that, but let's see. On with Katty, and we have a yellow flag in sector 1, so some reason. Yes, someone has stopped at the end of the straight. Yeah, all good now.
Okay, let me check on why it is doing this. Okay, it should be fine. The stream should be more stable now, considering that I have stopped some background processes that were consuming my internet. But yep, we are on board. Katty, who is going for his in lap right now. It doesn't seem like anyone is on their hot lap at the moment.
I have hot info that HB apparently was leaving the pit lane exit, and I guess that he was trying to give space to the people who started the fast lap. And while he slowed down in the pit exit, that caused him to be disqualified. Very
Really?
unlucky for him.
That's
Yep,
odd.
That
because
is,
I've had the same thing before. If
yeah.
you speed up, you'll hit the person on the hot lap. If you slow down, you get disqualified.
I
A major
think that
dilemma for
happened to you
anyone.
like 2 times.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's some weird Cody stuff, I would say.
yeah,
But
very
yeah,
unlucky. Not, no, it's definitely it's not his fault.
yeah, that's true.
It's either the odd pit lane exit or simply the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Simply the game. Happens to everyone. Looks like Contro retired in pit lane.
Yeah, I think people are starting to retire right now because everyone has set a valid lap except for PHP for obvious reasons. So yeah, I expect the session to be over very soon.
Yep, AJ Sam currently the fastest person on the medium tires with the 125.6. And yeah, most probably it's gonna be people preserving their medium sets for the final qualifying sessions. Everyone's has just done one flying lap on them. And yeah, that's AJ Sam into the pits as well. And I don't think we have any. We have just one. We have two guys on the track at the moment, and that's simplyYT in the Mercedes. And yeah, probably he's gonna go in as well. Yes. Still, Sunny sort of losing the track a bit.
Well, he's just going for a Sunday evening walk, on the
Yeah.
outside. But yeah, he manages to get back his car into the pits, and probably he also will be retiring from this session.
Yeah, they probably just want to forward the session and quickly get done with it.
Yes, so waiting on still the Sunny to retire from the session. Meanwhile, starmaxlord, so you have been racing in this league with these boys since a very long time, so and you also know the format, so there is absolutely no sense for these people to go out on any other tire than soft in Q3, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah, because in Q3 you just have to set the fastest time, no strings attached. So it's not like Q2 where the fastest time set on, those tires will be used to start the race on. So Q3 is just full max speed, no strings attached. Go for it.
That makes sense. As we wait for Q3 to start, so will HB58 car come back, or is he disqualified from the Q3 as well?
I think if you're disqualified, you're
He is
fully.
disqualified from Q3
Yeah.
also.
If that's the case, then that's a bummer for him. He was definitely one of the guys who could have been in the top 3.
think we have to talk a bit more about this heated championship battle between simplyYT, ContentedMink, and Katty. Mink has a
Ye-
lot of pace, He's a double world champion. Simply just joined last season and he's making comebacks.
Yes, absolutely. Iceman, simplyYT has been, putting in consistent performances. And same for Katty as well. Isaacs, Katty, HB, Aegis Sam, all, the top 5 guys currently have all been putting in some great consistent performances. They have been getting some, nice worthy points. Katty, of course, our last race winner. And let's see how this Q3 pans out. We are live into Q3 and we have our first guy out of the pits. 2, 3, everyone, making out of the pits now. ContentedMink is already on his outlap.
So talking about the championship battle itself, I see Iceman with 127 points right now, Asax with 104 points, and Katty with 96 points. There is just 8-point gap between Katty and Asax, but Iceman is flying away race by race, and the more races he finishes, the more he will fly away.
Yep, keeping the Mercedes name flying high, and yeah, let's see if he can continue to do that.
Talking about constructors as well, Iceman has contributed more than 75% of the points to Mercedes. So Mercedes is right now the top constructor in the standings at 172 points, and Iceman has given 127 of those. But Mercedes is closely followed by Ferrari. I am getting some 2019 vibes here. Ferrari with 151 points right now, just 20 points separating the Mercedes and the Ferrari. Alpine is also really close with 135 points, just 20 points separating Ferrari and Alpine. So it's a quite close battle on the top, I would say. If one race these boys are not able to finish because of some incident, it might affect their position in the championship standing, be it drivers, be it constructors.
Yeah, what would also have Mercedes right is that they have 2 drivers for this race. Ferrari only have 1 in the form of ContentedMink, who is on his flying lap, rounding off to turn the chicane, turn 9 and 10. Yeah, takes it sweetly, and my bad, he loses it actually at the exit of turn 10.
Tried to drift but failed.
Yeah, couldn't keep it together, and that would be him going back into the pits. I hope
That
he
could be
doesn't have any
getting
wing
wing
damage.
Yeah,
Yeah, looks a bit
doesn't
of
seem like
flexing right
anything's
there.
flying off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
seems
look
like
like he
that.
has any wing damage.
Yep, seems all good. Yeah, he'll be continuing, has 100% ERS as well. Rounding off the final corner, and yeah, he goes on again for another flying lap. Yep, on to the right-hander of turn 1, into a sweeping left-hander turn 2, after which we get our DRS zone.
First lap, Hunter Vanguard, 123.5.
Yes, let's see if anyone can go into high 22s. That might be a bit too much, but yeah, definitely possible. We have 23 ones already by Katty.
Yeah,
That will take some beating.
times are dropping.
Yeah, times are dropping.
Looks like the track conditions aren't ideal, as the fastest time so far is only 123.1.
Yes. Yeah, we have other people coming. Aegis Sam, it probably is flying on his flying lap at the moment. And yeah, Swanwood Mink, coming on to turn 13.
No mistakes this lap.
Yeah, took the turns 9 and 10 chicane cleanly this time around.
Looks like he's getting a bit of oversteer.
Yeah, got some oversteer at the exit of turn 13. Same right here as well. You know, struggling with the car a little bit.
I think he took a bit too much of the curb over there.
Yeah, and puts in
He got the
122.7. Oh yes, and that lap looks like it can. He still can gain around a tenth or more easily if he gets those exits right.
This cat entering the pits. I think we can jump on to Sam.
Yep, Simply's. Yeah, that's Ejasam in sector 3, coming to the final chicane, turn 15 and 16. Gets the exit nice, no oversteer for him. Keeps it nice and straight and goes 124.6. I think he has a lot more time there, definitely. And Simply has also put in a 125.3.
So do you think the times are gonna improve as the session progresses? He's still left with 5 minutes and all drivers have gone into the pits and come out with fresh set of tires except AJ Sam, who is on 2 lap old set of soft tires right now, so he is definitely not gonna improve on the time with those tires that he has.
Yep, looking at the lap set by Mink, I think there's, someone will get into 22.5s because he definitely had some time to gain there and he's still the fastest. So I think 22.5 or 22.6 gonna be a nice possibility towards the end, towards the final laps these guys put in.
Yeah, that is very much true. Let's see as AJ Sam directly dives into the pits. I think Stealthy Sunny, Alpine of Stealthy Sunny is on a hot lap right now as he is rounding up the third or the fourth corner. I'm not sure. We ride on board him and let's see if he can beat the fastest time. Based on the map, it says the fastest sector 1 was done by him, so he might be on a charge for the fastest lap of the session. Might see a low 22s as he goes into the second sector, barely avoiding track invalidation and using as much of the track as possible there as he comes through the golf section. Again throws his car around, again taking it cautiously here. Everyone is taking it cautiously, I have noticed, and it's so good to be cautious rather than retire as he goes into the third sector. Completely misses the apex by a mile. That's 1/10 there, completely gone as he goes through the last third corner, coming across the last second corner. Hard braking and turn and power, very tricky to get on power as he rounds up the final corner, avoids the green part and the grass and crosses the line. Is only good enough for P4 with a 123.6. I believe third sector he lost a lot of time in my opinion.
Yeah, but that lap had a lot of potential though.
Yeah, first sector was
missing
pretty
those,
good.
Yeah, missing those apex didn't help him.
Well, if you want to set a blistering fast lap, you have to take all the apexes that you can and get on power as early as possible. Use as much of the track as possible. I see a spun car, that's Katty, spun around on
Probably using way too much track right there.
Yeah.
Using all the grass and enough area.
What did we just walk into?
Why are we here? Just to suffer? That's what is going through Katty's mind right now. As we have ContentedMink, who is about to start his hot lap, crosses the line, heads over to the turn 1, brakes hard, misses the apex again. I don't think he might have lost 1/10. I already invalidated
He
his lap.
invalidated.
Yeah, so no point in watching that anymore. Katty does not seem to have wing damage somehow.
Yeah, looks good. Definitely, and he's also preserving that IRC. Yeah, he'll be going for full charge next lap. Because I don't think if he pits, he'll have time to come around and do it again.
He got very lucky to not giving damage there.
Yeah.
Well, he has gotten a lifeline. Let's see how well he can use that lifeline to his advantage, using the track to the full as much as you can. He will soon be starting his hot lap, the valid lap. Missing the apex,
Yes.
maybe that's the line, I don't know. As he starts his hot lap, which will be his final lap, we are having.
He has invalidated.
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Yeah.
There he goes. Best second unless someone overtakes him.
Yeah.
Let's go on board ContentedMink. Maybe he finishes out lap. Oh no, yeah, let's stay on Shubho. Let's stay on Hunter Vanguard.
That's how
I think
you take
Hunter
that.
Vanguard is.
Yeah,
Oh no, he's on his out lap
his
also.
out lap, yeah. Mink is on his flying lap, I
Yeah,
think now.
go back on to Mink, please.
Oh, we have the fastest time of the session.
22
simplyYT
threes. That's a
4
flying
times
lap.
faster.
Damn, yes.
Let's see what Contended Mink has in response to this, because if not, Iceman is flying away with the championship as the days are passing by, and this is definitely not an encouraging thing for his rivals who are trying to get him back. Especially setting a time which is 4 tenths quicker than everyone on the grid is definitely a big boost in confidence.
The Nutria, Mink, or Sam can deny simply a pole here.
Yep, and I think that's Nutria behind him, behind Mink at the moment, getting that nice slipstream.
But in corners, it's rather not beneficial due to dirty air.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
True. So yeah, let's see. It's sort of a narrow circuit compared to other ones.
Yep.
Certain sections are definitely pretty narrow.
That was
expected. He doesn't improve.
Yeah, doesn't improve.
simplyYT might have a pole here.
Yes, Mink stays at 22.7. Only two guys under 23s at the moment. simplyYT with a blistering time of 22.3 and followed by Mink at 22.7, 4 tenths off. Let's see if anyone can, push anyone of these guys below.
That was a much ballsy golf section, in my opinion, compared to other drivers who have been taking that section. So AJ Sam looking really confident with his car, able to get down on power. Will he be able to deny the pole position from simplyYT? Doesn't look like it. Yeah.
You can just see.
Wide.
Yeah, too far wide. Missed the apex basically for the final turn and went too far wide.
Maybe if he had taken a properly, he could have at least gotten P3. Possibly because I saw that it's actually going faster in the second sector.
Yes, that's that, and that's our final qualifying order. simplyYT, a 122.3, and then a massive gap between him and P2 ContentedMink, 4 tenths off, and then Katty as well, 3 tenths off of Mink, and AJ Sam, and Hunter Vanguard rounding off P4 and 5. Then direct Nutria putting in a 23.6, a pretty close battle between him and Hunter, and Stealthy Sunny as well, all within less than 2 tenths of each other. And Contro Bobby, of course, had that retirement in the earlier qualifying session. We'll start last at P8.
We are left with only 8 drivers. Weren't we 9?
Yes, they are. Well, 9.
Yes, but HB retired in Q1, remember? Q1 or Q2?
No, but in the timing sheet, HB's time was also mentioned as no time, if I'm not wrong. The last position, P8.
That was Contro Bobby.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
Contro.
Yeah. Let's just ignore it. It looks like a bit of a cloudy session that we might have. It might be raining. I hope it rains. At least some excitement we commentators will get in today's race. But it is cloudy for sure.
Nightmare for the drivers over here. Already there's not enough grip. And with the rain, many people will die.
That is very much true, especially golf section. I can imagine people being so slow that they get rear-ended by drivers who are trying to follow as well. So yeah.
Yep, I was about to mention that golf section. If it rains, will be very interesting to see how these guys, take it, because already we saw lots of drivers proceeding with caution in Quali itself. So the race is going to be even more, what can I say, safer approach. So,
If it
yep.
were to rain, I would say drivers that can benefit the most are drivers like Contro Bobby, ContentedMink. I would say HB also is also quite good in wet. Those are the three drivers I know that are very good in wet situations. Sam too. Sam is also very good in wet situations. While he might be fast, he tends to make a few mistakes here and there, as we have seen in his quali.
Yeah, we are waiting for the players to get ready, and we have a cracker of a race with the 9 people.
Is it a black screen?
Yes.
Yes, there's a black screen. Let me just check the stream. There's no black screen on the
The stream
stream.
is fine. The stream is fine. It's
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
stream's fine.
Discord screen share.
No, it's not the Discord screen share. It's basically the game itself, right? Game is at a black screen, right?
No, the
No.
game's right
Ah.
there on the
Oh,
loading.
now it's
Yeah,
back.
now
Yeah,
it's
okay,
back.
came back, yeah.
Now it's
Again,
back like again.
again went off.
Yeah, now
Now
it's
it's
back.
back.
What is
Now it's gone
happening?
again.
I have no idea what is happening.
I think for now we directly refer
yes.
to relative stream.
Yeah,
Okay, it's fine.
it's back. It was basically whenever I was hovering my mouse over the taskbar, it was coming and then it was going, something like that. Anyways, so generally Xbox has a very long time break between the quali and the race, if I'm not wrong, which we are right now inbound. So we'll have to wait for some time for these boys to ready up.
Yeah, in the meantime, we had our predictions for the quali. What about our predictions for the final race now that we know who is starting where? So, the Xbox guys, we have Relativity and Starmax. What are your predictions?
He's on mute.
Yeah, so what do you suggest, Relativity? What do you think is gonna take this race away?
I think simply may try to take the race away because Mink, he knows how to defend very well. If simply just keeps him behind for a good amount of the race, and then he can take the win.
Yeah, looks likely with him. It's simply starting on pole. Only hope I think Mink will have if he gets him within the first 2 laps, and then yeah, as you mentioned, starts defending for his life. That's gonna
Yeah.
be the best case scenario for him. But yeah, pit strategy is gonna be decently interesting as well. And if the rain gods bless us, then yeah.
Looks like it's a full race session, unluckily.
But I would say it does seem cloudy, which does affect tire tap. So people spinning may not be could happen. But that also means that it's reduced tire wear.
Yes.
So one stop
true.
seems more feasible now.
Mm-hmm. We're still loading into the session, hoping it gets over as soon as possible so we can finally get on with our racing.
Yes, 30 seconds left. They ready up?
Yep.
If Ming gets a good better start than simply will be forced to give space, will be forced to go wide, which is definitely not ideal in the first corner.
Yeah. I think one person, at least like one guy, will lose his wing into turn 1 because turn 1 is very tough for you.
Yeah, that's true. Narrows down a lot. So yeah, we are finally on board and it looks
No,
very
this is
cloudy.
formation lap, I
Yeah,
think.
formation lab. Yeah, and looks
Yeah.
very cloudy.
Definitely the drivers will have more info on the weather compared to us, so considering that most of these people have opted for medium, doesn't look like rain is gonna come out in the initial half of the race.
Yeah, looks like so. We might be having, the medium guys will have a nice pit stop window if it rains sort of just before the midway. Yep,
That
so
is very much true. Let's see what these drivers do. We are having HB58 starting on the soft tires from the back of the grid after his unfortunate disqualification, so he will be looking for a comeback drive as well, and he might be the one who surprises most of us. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would say that him going on softs might actually help him because if he starts on mediums, I feel that it won't really help his fight up back to the top 3 as others ahead will be flying. So I would say maybe him using soft might mix some things up. So yeah,
He's
that's what I think.
definitely under one more risk of getting a wing damage in the first lap, the first couple of corners after the race starts, and if that happens, then it's pretty much race over for him.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the back will lose their wing. I think mostly like midfield.
Yeah, to be fair, people in the back tend to be more careful as they watch the
Yeah.
carnage happen ahead of them.
Yeah,
I
so they
mean,
can navigate through it safely.
yeah, technically with 9 people, it's all a midfield. Yeah, we don't really have back markers, but yeah, would be very nice to see, HV just diving on people, getting those positions with the soft tires, making a charge for it.
He is a very good overtaker, but last week in Brazil, first corner didn't go well for him. So let's hope that this time, first corner goes much better for him.
Yeah, as we see drivers lining up on their final grid positions. Yeah, it's 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go.
After the game
Aegis
decides.
Sam. Yeah, after that. So all of them get a decent start. Oh, and there's already a crash between Mink and that was, I think,
Katty.
direct Katty. Yeah, so yeah, Mink has already retired. And
Unfortunate.
there seems to be a collision between Contro Bobby and Hunter as well, and Bobby has gotten a 5-second time penalty. Ooh, that was an intense start even before we got to turn 1. We already have one retirement and Katty losing out a position. Contro Bobby from P8 has gone up to P5.
Oh,
And
what could
yeah,
have happened there?
Well, I think someone got squeezed on the grass, and it's not good to be there. And the rest was history.
Yeah. I mean, the McLaren and the Haas of the Alfa Romeo of Katty were going way too close. Wanted to get the outside line to take the, and that's
There is
direct
Nutria. This
Nutria.
race is
Yeah,
over.
he's gone, losing it out at the exit, and
Well, we called it.
runs into the wall. Yep. That's 2 retirements already, even before lap 1 has ended. And we are just left with 7 drivers. Contro Bobby has reaped all the benefits of it. HB as well, both have gained 5 and 4 positions respectively. And Katty had some wing damage after that incident with Mink, so yeah, he's pitting in now. And we see HB into the pits as well. Is there rain coming?
I think his collision with Contro might have caused him some damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the slightest of wing damage matters a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
especially in this track.
Yeah.
Yep, you want to take those corners as efficiently as you can, and with any sort of less downforce you have, you lose massive amounts of time. And Contro, as we mentioned, has had a great start and is already up to P3. Would be banking on other people to get some penalties as well, but should be fine. He might cover it up somewhere or the other, putting those soft tires onto charge now.
Well, we are down 2 people. If you are joining us now, what happened to them? Almost what happened to Contro Bobby just now.
Yes.
That's what happened to his teammate, Direct Nutria. He just lost it on the exit there of the golf section and completely binned his car and lost his wheel. And he retired. What happened to ContentedMink? On the start, got squeezed on the grass and just hit the wall on the straight itself and could not even get to the first corner in fact. So that's a very short race for him after sitting almost half an hour, more than half an hour in Quali, getting your race over before reaching turn 1. That's gotta hurt.
Yes.
We are also joined by the man of the moment, Direct Nutria. So, if you would want to, say something.
Emphasize on what happened, Nathan.
I lost my traction though, so
Yeah,
I thought I got it, but I lost it at the end of the time. So
yeah, it's
Well, we
painful
called
to
it,
see.
so
Yeah, all of us called it.
I mean, it was painful for me as well as I broke my
Yeah.
controller.
oh,
Oh my.
Oh.
very. That's enough.
Well,
Information we didn't want to hear.
Yep, anyone watching, keep your calm. Don't throw your wheels or controllers. You will get another chance. You will have another season. You will have another race.
I think Contro
So-
Bobby is very close to AJ Sam. Can we go on board him?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, in the DRS range now. Oh, yep.
Sam is a great racer. He can maintain his pace. He makes very few mistakes, while as Contro, he's more known for coming in the end game of the race. He's not known for coming up early.
But he is on softs while AJ Sam is AJ Sam on softs or mediums.
Mediums.
AJ is on mediums.
So I would say Contro has a decent chance of overtaking Sam here because he has DRS and plenty of energy and soft tires.
Yeah, missing his braking marker there, going a bit wide,
the-
but still very close to him, within 5/10.
Contro needs to be careful at the so-called golf section because that section is already hard. It's going to be much harder with the dirty air of following another car.
Yep, very very true. He's just hoping to get the move done in the DRS zones, following each other, and that would be his best bet as well.
I would say he's probably just trying to get into the set up his move in the next straight.
Yeah.
I think it's too far to get DRS now.
Yeah,
So
I think he'll miss the DRS as we round up to the detection zone as well. And yeah, he's out of the range.
Well, slowly the soft tires are definitely gonna die off, and AJ Sam is gonna fly off. That rhymed. Thanks very much. And let's see what he can do. He does not have DRS and has exhausted all his ERS in the process. Just left with 30% on this track. Obviously, it is a bit easy to regain it, but not if you are using it so much.
Yeah.
Face, can you show us the tires, please? Thank you.
Okay, sure.
एक
Yep.
Very unlucky.
What was that?
On the golf course
Contro
exit.
Bobby will not be happy with that.
Yeah, Contra just
The game
T-boned
had an
AJ
oopsie.
Sam right there. Oof.
While
Oh my.
AJ Sam spun, the game didn't ghost him. Very, very unlucky for Contro Bobby.
Yeah. He should have been ghosted straight away, but oh my,
Uh,
that's
I mean, it is
very,
good at
very
the end of the day.
unfortunate. Yeah.
It's not.
Our Contro probably my teammate, bro.
So, as looks like AJ has some wing damage.
Not sure. We can go to cinematic mode, by the way. Face. Can
Yeah, we might be
Yeah.
able to see something from that. Looks all good.
That's
And
one way to take out
apparently-
your competitor.
Yeah.
I think he might have
He's-
some
he's
floor damage or
going into the
sideboard
pits, I
damage.
guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's beating.
Oh wow, Sam is lucky.
I doubt any amount of duct tape will help him right there. Just, probably.
Well, he might get his wings repaired. Oh,
He's
not
going on
even
softs. That's
He's
very
doing
interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
And Shelly Sunny going on a fresh set of mediums. Some interesting strategies to say the least, because we still have 23 laps to go.
I have no idea why the decisions of these strategies
Yeah.
were made. I am heavily confused with life right now because AJ Sam being on mediums pitted on his 5th lap and other people are following suit like Stealthy Sunny, HB and even Hunter, all 3 pitted now. HB being on the
Yeah, and I
soft,
think-
it's okay, but
Yep.
still I'm not
Yeah, and I
understanding.
think Hunter had put it
Oh
for
my
hards
God,
already
Sam,
after his
Go
first
on
lap
board,
crash.
Sam, please.
Okay.
Oh, Sam has
Uh.
again lost it in the same corner.
Yes.
Oh, he's taking.
But there is a safety
He is
car.
lucky to not lose position there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he didn't go off the track fully, or else he wouldn't have been able to get that position back.
Well, if in PC, if it was in PC League, we would not have. We would have.
Oh, there he
been-
goes again.
Losing it again. This corner is.
Sam is having a very unlucky day.
Yes.
Yeah, this corner is a miss for him. Even we saw a few mishaps. in
In
Quali
standard
as well.
damage, do we get rear wing damage?
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
get-
Yes. I think that's why he's losing it so much.
No, I think
No,
his tires
I
were
think he
hot.
got sideboard damage or floor damage that's affecting his downforce. Because his wings weren't replaced and Bobby hit him from his side.
Yep.
So I'm guessing his
Well-
sideboard or floor damage.
Yeah,
No,
side part.
I don't think he has any
definitely.
damage. Can we
Because
go
I
on
saw him
cinematic
understeering
mode?
into corners and him making this many mistakes isn't really him. See, you can see him
he is
understeering.
understeering, yep. And we have a safety car. For what reason, I don't know.
When he's
Because
spun in the-
Bobby
Maybe
crashed
because
out.
Contro crashed.
But we have had 2 laps since then, so I don't know if the safety car guy was sleeping somewhere.
6 people remain in the race.
Yes.
We started off
This
with
is-
9th. Already 1/3 people are out in just 7 laps. I am not sure what is gonna happen. Seeing AJ Sam losing it everywhere, I'm expecting another victim of this track coming soon.
Yeah,
So-
and another
we
victim
may
that
have a
might
restart.
not be AJ. Very
I would say another victim of all of this madness is simply because every time, this is the second time the safety car, I think, and every time he gains a lead, he just loses it.
Did Facefighter mention about race restart?
Yes. Because of the game, like making Contro retire, Contro is asking for a restart. AJ Sam is saying that if enough people are okay with it, then we will do a restart.
Okay, let me just check that.
Yeah. I don't know what we'll commentate on 6 cars, so I
Looks like everyone's going into the. Oh, sorry, my bad. So safety car is gonna be in this lap. Let's see what's gonna happen. Looks like we are still racing for the moment.
I think a race restart is fine. After all,
Yes.
after there's still in safety car where the grid is still bunched up, nothing, no gaps formed or anything.
Yep, so we are back racing, if that's how the racing's gonna be. Katty had a nice start, very, very close to Simply, still on his tail, and that's still the Sunny doing his move around the outside on AJ Sam. AJ Sam is losing some positions right there, HP also pretty close to him. Yeah, Shelly has got the move done, nice and easy. Katty also closed, and everyone's pretty much, bunched up after the safety car. And Katty with just a one lap fresher tire than simplyYT. And AJ Sam has lost out somewhere. He has lost 2 positions. That
I think he
damage
has
again,
spun again.
golf course.
Yeah.
No, just before golf
Yeah,
course. So yeah.
his damage
This,
is really affecting him a lot.
Yeah.
that sector 2 is definitely haunting him.
Oh, Sam.
Your sector 1
Every
start
time
off
they take
two.
that corner, I wins a bit because it can happen anytime. You're like expecting will it happen? Will it not happen?
No one knows
Katty closing.
that corner is pretty RNG every time and how you
Yeah.
take it. But yeah, Katty is closing on to simplyYT as he loses it on the entry to the final corner, but is gaining now with all the ERS that he has saved and completely deployed some 10% or 15% of his ERS on that straight.
Can we onboard HP, please?
Yeah, Stealthy Sunny has also died somewhere.
Looks like AJ Sam has retired in the pit lane.
Oh my god.
I
Sam.
think it's a restart because the majority are going for a restart. The only people against a restart is Mercedes, which is justifiable. But yeah,
Yeah, that's understandable. They have, simply had a blistering qualifying session, kept the lead, still leading. Hunter also is up to P4.
but
So yeah, I mean, but yeah,
respectfully speaking, I don't see why Mercedes are really in. I would say the only reason they'll be in conflict is just because their main competitor, ContentedMink, will have another chance to fight them again and get some points.
that's true. And yeah, we are a democracy. So let's see how the majority goes.
Everyone is giving their standpoint. I believe the race should not be restarted because none of the move was unfair. Obviously, people would say that what happened to Contro Bobby.
Contro Bobby.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was unfair.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
But that's something that you cannot do anything there. And one more assumption, if you look back at that instance, was that Contro Bobby saw AJ Sam spin way ahead of him, but he still decided to trust on the game's ghosting rather than actually break and try to avoid him, and which kind of got him back. So, in my opinion, it should not be restarted. But again, coordinators hold the final decision on whether to restart or
Yeah.
not.
We have a final decision that the race will go on. There will be no restart.
All right, so
I don't know how will we count it on a 5 people race.
Well, that's simple. Just stay on board Katty. Maybe he's just 1 second behind simplyYT, and we just stick here.
Yeah, I fully believed everyone will walk away with some points, but looks like even with just 9 people, only 5, hopefully, fingers crossed, are gonna go away with the
5 people
points at
left.
the moment.
Yes, we have information that AJ Sam retired because of major flow damage from the incident.
Yeah.
So there were 5 remaining. 2.
Well, let's see what at least these two people can put a show
5
for us.
go ahead. Katty and Simply, of course, fighting out at the top, and we have decent intervals between other drivers. And that's, among 5 drivers, it's pretty easy to spot where The hard racing is
There
going
is,
on.
Okay, looks like we are restarting.
there is at least game.
All right.
Welcome to Xbox. We are so indecisive.
Yep. Probably a second coin toss happened somewhere behind closed doors.
Okay,
And
now
that's,
the admins are actually getting involved in this thing, so this
So,
is going to be serious.
If
So
that's
yeah,
the
so
case,
everybody
I
wants
will
to
be
reach.
back 2 minutes. I will also get involved.
so yeah, we'll let the admins take care of that. Meanwhile, we'll just, commentate
I
on
think
whatever race is
the
going
admins
on.
being involved, they probably won't get a restart since technically, other than Bobby, there was no glitch involved in the starts, and we're already a third of the way through the race. So, since the
Yep.
admins
Like,
are involved, I don't
Yes,
think it's going to be
so
a
for,
restart.
yeah, so for people
Yeah.
watching, a recap and, a sort of brief explanation of the discussion going on. So we had 9 drivers starting this race. ContentedMink and Katty had sort of squeezing together incident even before we reached turn one of the opening lap, and Mink had a retirement right there before turn one. We had direct Nutria losing out his car around the golf course section, and that was his retirement. Then we had Contro Bobby T-boning after T-boning AJ Sam after he had spun around again near the golf section, and AJ Sam then again retiring because of the same collision 3 laps later because of excessive floor damage, which of course, as we saw, made him lose massive amounts of downforce, and he was understeering into all corners. So that's that, and we are now left with 5 people. With Stealthy Sunny has fallen way back, 26 seconds off Hunter Vanguard, and the only close fight we are currently having is, which is we are on board the Katty and simplyYT.
looks like we will be here for the rest of the race.
Yeah, this is not an easy track to overtake.
Yeah, that's true. You have to just hope the other guy misses his apex or loses out on the exit somewhere. But knowing Simply has been putting in some great consistent results, and I doubt that's gonna happen anytime soon.
But we all know
Katty
for
has
Katty,
has come massively close to 3/10, and he has DRS, gaining in on Simply, down to almost 2/10 with oof.
I think he might just be setting up his move down maybe into the next major breaking point. No, I think it's too far back for that.
Too far now. 4/10 off.
So yeah, I
Still,
think he's
he
setting
is
it.
hanging on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
would
he's waiting for
be-
the DRS because I think this DRS it's one of the longer ones compared to the second DRS.
Yeah, that's one of the longer ones, and that's he's still. Also, we will be coming near the pit window for these medium tires in a few laps.
He
So,
just has
and
to follow Simply's car safely through here. Now he has a clear chance to overtake Simply if he gets close enough.
No,
4 tenths behind right now. Oh, it's too far
still
back. Unlucky.
Yeah.
But now him being close enough can set up his overtake in the next DRS straight. After the DRS straight, can we go on board Simply to check how much ERS he has? Let's see if he's been using the ERS for defending after the
Yeah.
straight. Oh, will he send one in? No, too far back. Well, let's continue watching
yeah,
here.
he still has a decent amount of ERS.
Yeah, let's go on board Katty.
He hasn't used his
very,
ERS
very
for a while.
close, under 2/10 now. Right on Simply's tail is Katty, and he definitely wants to get this move done this lap. He's, he looks desperate. He wants it. And
Both the drivers going for it, making minimal mistakes.
yep, they have been keeping very clean. Haven't seen any mistakes so far from these two. Taking all the apexes perfectly, getting those exits nicely as well. The distance has been.
Katty went
Oh,
a
that's
bit
a
on the
bit
inside.
of a bit of a steer
Yeah.
moment for Katty, but still under 4/10.
Still gaining.
Yeah, using that slipstream advantage.
Oh, that was close. He held on, but lost
he held
half a
on,
tenth.
Yeah,
So
he's
half a
probably-
second.
As soon as
Probably-
he minimizes the gap. He makes a mistake. Again, he goes back
He-
to where he started.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
understandable, man. Yeah, the dirty air of these cars are horrible, and especially through that corner.
Yeah.
he definitely wants to push it, you know.
Sunny is having a terrible race. I think something went wrong for him. I mean, no matter where he finishes, he gets P5. So I guess not really terrible after all if you count the
Yeah.
points.
He has put in for a fresh set of hard
But they
tires.
have a DRS. Sorry, if I cut you off. Sorry.
Seems like we will be staying on board these two folks only because none of them is deciding to make a move. Probably conserving the tire till the end of the race. And I think that's okay. I do not complain. Still a battle going on in Xbox chat though.
Yeah,
There's
I
gonna
don't
be
want to be
full
part of that. They
essays
can
and
be
Xbox
quite heated there.
reports. Next day.
Yeah, let's not talk about that right now. Let's concentrate on the race. Because this
Yeah.
fight is amazing. It's gonna go down all the way to lap 29. It's gonna every bit of it is gonna matter. Who's gonna pit first? Is the undercut better? The overcut better?
I mean, we had both Simply and Katty starting on softs, then starting on mediums. Of course, they are still on their first sets of tires. So if they want to go for softs, they'll have to push for some more laps.
Yeah, I think they can easily push because they pitted for these mediums late, except for Simply.
Yeah.
No, I'm wrong.
No,
I'm wrong.
yeah.
Sorry. Simply has one lap older tires.
Yep.
Oh, Katty had an off.
Oh, was that Stealthy Sunny?
Yeah, Sunny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shelly Sunny losing some more time, more than a minute off now of P4 Hunter.
Yeah, well, he is one lap down, so.
Yeah.
It's a bittersweet race for him. The race technically went terrible for him, but he still gets the points for P5.
Yes,
I
he would
am
take
not
those
sure if
points.
simply YT has pitted yet.
None of them.
I don't think he would have pitted because he was in the lead. There was
Yeah.
no exact reason for him to pit.
Only Katty has pitted and he has one lap younger tires. But
Yeah, I think he pitted in lap 1 when he got
Yeah.
damage off of Mink.
well, both of them are driving almost at the same pace right now, so it's very
How
difficult
would
to
they-
decide.
Car.
Looks like we have a safety car.
Oh, there goes Sunny.
And Sunny
Will
had
any of them
also
pit?
retired.
Golf section. Yes, claims
Yeah.
another victim.
Yes.
Oh, Simply pits. Katty also pits. What
I
will
mean,
they go
that's
Yeah, the
for?
a
whole
pit
field is gonna
stop,
pit now.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
is
yeah.
gonna pit for the softs.
So yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
13
pit for the
laps
softs
to
because-
go.
13 laps, but I think 2 safety car laps.
Katty
Yeah.
and softs, I
So-
guess. Yes, Katty and softs.
Yeah, both will be on
Simply
softs.
went on mediums.
Simply on mediums.
Simply went. Wow, good choice.
Ooh.
Oh, Simply is forced to do another stop then if he does that because he started on mediums.
Yeah, he has to,
Yeah.
change the compound. of
Oh,
course.
Well,
this-
I think
that's a race thrown out of his window. Race
Oh,
win.
that was not a mistake by his side.
Yeah.
I would say Katty made the correct decision because 2 safety car laps, they only have to do 11 laps. I think 11 laps is easily manageable on softs.
Yeah.
And that's what
yes.
I think anyways.
yeah, but
And HB might be in the game as well now.
Yeah, fully.
If
He's
he-
on fresh
yeah.
softs too.
Yeah,
So I
if
would say
he,
HB and Katty are on better strategies than Simply and Hunter Vanguard.
I don't know what Simply had in mind because these softs might eat him up as the safety car goes in.
The soft people don't even have to pitch actually because all they have to do is wait for Simply to pit.
Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
They have no reason to push at all.
You just don't have to spin out or bin
They
it
just
until
have to
then.
keep up with him by maybe 5 seconds,
No, I think
even longer than
10
that
seconds.
because.
Yeah, 10 seconds is enough.
But I think Simply might actually pit again this lap so that he can limit for damage limitation because I feel that if he goes on now, it's going to be a lot more worse for him, his situation.
I think that would be the better decision. To it again for the softs. I
Yeah.
don't know what he had in mind there. Of course,
At least
he can
his
take the
teammate is up there
mediums
with
to
him.
the end, but that will of course disqualify him.
Let's see what he does.
I'm pretty sure it was a mistake because I don't think no one in the
It's either a mistake from his side or better game,
yeah
because
No,
it's
the game really doesn't have glitch. I feel that maybe the
he
game was still
forgot to
considering a 2-stop and he
yeah
forgot to check that he
change.
needs to change tires.
Yes, I am also
no.
going with that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yep, he's entering the pits like we expected.
Yep.
So
Or it
Katty now
might
has the
be.
lead with HB in second, Hunter Vanguard in third, and Simply, if he catches up to the field, will be in fourth. And
Yep,
he'll
or
still
it
be in fourth.
might be a 200 IQ move by simply to have a 1 lap fresher soft tire. Let's see.
Well, considering only 4 people are on the grid, it sort of kind of maybe makes sense. But again, we'll have to see if it actually makes sense.
And actually, these 4 drivers are the fastest drivers on the grid so far.
Oh,
Yeah, I
what
would
just
agree with that.
happened? Hunter Vanguard is back on the lead lap.
Yep, everyone is back on the lead lap now, so it's kind of a second race restart and maybe some more excitement that is coming for us.
Actually, if you're gonna
Simply.
say about tires, right, I would say that Simply might have a bit worn tires because he has to rush back to the queue. If you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
he caught up quite quickly. The safety car was going very slow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
they're still, rounding off
They're
at the
still
end of sector
trundling
1.
down the
Of
circuit.
course, yeah, he had more than enough time to
Yep.
catch the queue. So we are left with 4 people after we started with just 9 of them. And yeah, I guess all of them have been on podium before, so can't say someone will get their maiden podium.
This brings me back to 2019 IRC or early 2020 IRC.
What are you on about? Japan?
No, I think when my first ever race in IRC, right? I think
So it's France,
7
I
or
think.
5 people. No. First ever race was Australia. I think
Australia?
yeah, you weren't there. I think
Yeah, I
only a couple of
joined.
people finished.
Yeah, I
A
joined.
couple of people finished, including someone's AI, and the AI got him points. Well, I crashed out because I was a noob at the game.
You still are.
Don't have to do me like that.
So we have the Xbox guys going at each other in the commentary box as well. Yeah, the safety car is gonna be in this lap, and we will have 10 laps of racing for us. And
HB got a jump.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good start.
back racing, Hunter.
Oh, there are team orders, I
Oh.
believe.
Team
Yeah.
orders, yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
I mean, it's sensible. One's on fresher tires, and one is fighting for the champions. For
Yeah, makes sense as well.
Yeah.
The others also not gonna lose massively on some
But I
points
felt
because
that's not exactly a very good place to give the position. Maybe around the sweeping corner here would have been better. That's what I think.
Yep, but knowing simply you would want to
Yeah, he would want the place
yeah,
immediately.
as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Katty is
he must
trying
not.
to build a good lead.
I would say while Katty and HB respect each other, they still will fight each other teeth and nail. So yeah, we need to watch this fight very closely.
Yeah.
Both very good friends, still have incidents here and there.
Looks like HB.
He's falling back from Katty bit by bit.
Yeah.
More than 1
He-
second now after just a 6 tenths
Yeah,
of gap.
Simply is catching up to HB. Let's
Yeah.
see how long HB can hold up Simply.
Yeah.
Because Simply, while he might have really good pace, I wouldn't say he's one of the best overtakers on the grid.
Yes.
He's very good defending, but overtaking, he's not one of the best.
He is aggressive, but sometimes his overtake just damages the.
He's not the one to take major risks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be, banking on that DRS, which will come, in the next lap, I believe, after 2 laps of the safety car. This should
Yeah,
be
but
the next lap.
we've seen Katty stuck on Simply's DRS
Yeah,
for
that's
so
true.
long. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yep, we
This is
had
still a
Katty
somewhat
behind
long race.
Simply for, all for the majority of the race before the second
Oh,
safety car. But
Ooh, it looks like he
yeah,
hit the wall.
oh, that could be wing
yes.
damage.
Yeah.
Let's see if he
Yep,
understeers
he
it.
does have wing damage. Yes.
Oh,
That's,
full major understeer for him.
oh,
He
oh.
has to pit.
Uh,
Major mistake by
that's
He's just
Simply.
win this race.
that's a race loss for Simply
Yes.
YT here.
First the pit stop mismanagement, and now this. That's a race
It's
gone
very
up.
unusual of him. He's one of the person who really makes very little mistakes. Very
Yeah,
unlucky for him.
yeah, that's him pitting again.
Yep.
That might, I would say, it might, a tongue-in-cheek comment that will guarantee Katty a race win.
Yeah.
Unless HB
Unless
pulls
he
something off.
decides to do
Yeah,
what he
unless
did in
yeah,
Quali, which
unless
hands
he does
HB the win.
something himself. Yeah, that race should be his.
So this does help Katty and HB in their fight for the championship, including
Yes.
Alpine's Constructor Championship and HB's Drivers Championship.
Yeah, that 25 points boost will move him up to 119. 111 points, and
Yep. I don't
yes.
think Hunter Vanguard is gonna catch up to them anytime soon. They are absolutely flying.
Yeah, true. They might lose a bit of time towards the second last and last lap because of if they're massively pushing on their soft
Yeah.
tires, but still decent
Now
enough lead. 8 seconds between HP and Hunter.
they just need to not make any mistakes as their tires get more worn and worn. Because
Yeah,
while softs are very, very good, gives you a lot of grip, when they are worn, they are an absolute nightmare to be on. I remember losing a race just because I had pushed too hard on my softs.
yeah,
That one still
very
hurts.
true. Then we have had some, I would say, unfortunate incidents. Then simply with, I don't know what to say with that pit stop strategy, but that was where he probably lost the race even before the wing damage came into the scene.
Well, I would say HB might be falling back. I would say that he might just simply be taking care of his tires more so they can attack Katty near the end of the race. Because 13 laps on softs is still a bit of a pusher because this is a quite high degradation. It's a high deck track.
Yeah, but would still be a far-fetched idea, more than 30 seconds between him and Katty.
Oh no, I was talking about HB and Katty.
Yeah, it's been yep.
30 seconds?
No, between Simply and Katty.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
I think simply at most you can get a fastest lap and fourth.
Yeah, Simply is
He's
gonna be
catching up
just
to his
hot
teammate
lapping at the moment.
rapidly.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think
he's
he'll get
just
third.
yeah, going for a hot lap after hot lap. Probably thinking he's on a time trial right now.
Yeah. HB is closing in on Katty. Simply must be careful here because if he does another mistake again and fully crashes out, he will lose his P4 points.
Yeah, I think even if they both finish as they are, that would be still a decent chunk of points for them.
Yep.
And with Ferrari out of the race,
Still comfortably
just
maintains his championship
yeah,
lead.
just one driver from Alpine, they'll keep their lead.
So far, a very unlucky season for Mink. Last race went badly for him. This race, another one that went badly for him.
Yeah.
Well,
I
at
think that
least-
fastest lap is here to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah, at least he will get the fastest lap, so that's something he can keep it. One
Yeah.
extra point.
He's now 2 seconds away from his teammate. I think when he's within a second, it's going to be team orders to give him the position. So yeah, he will secure third, unless some stuff goes down near the end.
But if we see the championship constructor championship points, Simply still seems to lead.
Yeah, definitely he has a huge lead, but this does mean that Katty will move up to second if the standings are the way they are. And HB will move closer to Mink, but I don't think he'll overtake. Am I right to say that?
I don't think so.
Because HB is at 89 and Mink is at 104. Right now P2 that is 18 points. Oh, he might overtake Mink by a bit, HB. So Mink might drop to 4th at the end of this race.
Yeah, he might climb.
One thing I've seen is none of these drivers have gotten a penalty, so that's
Yeah,
really
I am very surprised by that too, especially
Yeah.
Katty. Katty in the USA race got 15 seconds of penalty. He's made a huge improvement in his for like not making mistakes.
Yeah.
Because yeah, he's known for being very fast while also getting a lot of penalties. That's why he's more known as the Quali merchant, not exactly one for the race. But he is proving all of those critics wrong right now.
And since we are on board with HB, I have been seeing him abusing the curves and the exploiting the track limit on every corner that he can find. Being that close to warning and not getting warning, I am really surprised by how
Yeah,
he
in
is
this
doing
game
it.
it's quite easy to get away with it. You go off the track, just stay off a bit longer, come back in, no warning, something like that.
You have to lift off a bit, but you lose a lot of time,
Yeah,
which I am pretty sure HB is not, and he is in
I think
fact
even
closing in a bit.
yeah, even Simply was doing that in Mexico. So I mean, if they're gonna allow it for other drivers, so I think it's fine then, I guess.
It's not
Because
an issue at all. It's a skill in itself to go off the track and not get a penalty. So
Yeah,
I
but, and
oh,
as
there
we
you
were
go.
talking about penalties,
Speak of the devil.
we have our
Commentators,
first win.
there's the
Yes.
Someone click
commentator's
this curse.
curse that we were waiting for this stream.
No, I guess it was still him for dancing on the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that turn to curb is definitely where, he has been taking his chances.
Even this coming up corner, I have seen him taking his chances a lot here.
Yeah,
See?
just like that.
Simply slowly setting Q1 laps, like you do.
I doubt he will be able to overtake his teammate with 3 laps. 4 laps.
I think
actually.
he might just simply
might.
ask his teammate to fully slow down to give him the position. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I
That's
wouldn't
a
be surprised if his
Yeah.
teammate also says no.
yeah, that's a bit too much of team order. You are 7 seconds behind and you are expecting him to slow down. That's a bit too much.
Yeah, if we catch
Yeah,
up,
but at the
fair
end of
enough.
the day,
But
simply, I've
still,
been his
yeah.
teammate before. He can be quite assertive, and yeah.
Probably
While
Hunter
he can
should
be a
go
team
on a
player,
push as well.
Mm. Because simply YT's argument might be that Hunter Wenger isn't exactly in a championship battle right now. So yeah,
Yes.
we'll see how it goes.
Tota Wolf on phone with both of them. You see what's gonna happen.
He is quickly catching though, so I think he will be able to catch up at the end. So I think he will get third.
Yeah, the gap's under 6 seconds, closing on down to under 5. Yeah, it's under 5 seconds now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
think we
very
have
fishy.
had
It's
our
very
orders.
fishy. Can we go on
Yes.
board, Hunter?
Can we go on board Hunter Vanguard? I think.
Yeah.
I think I am right.
I think we already have our orders.
Yes. It was very fishy for the for 2 sectors that was. It doesn't seem like Hunter is giving his 100.
Yeah, he is
just-
not pushing at all. You can
Yeah.
clearly see that.
Yeah, full ERS intact with, he's just chilling out there.
Yeah.
Letting simply get to him.
This is what happens.
Yeah, he's just short shifting from 5th to 6th. I mean, who does that? He's 100% slowing down bit by bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing the
By.
full Bottas role right here.
Full-
Unless he has fuel problems. Can you see fuel level?
Nah,
Can
we
actually
can't. We
think
can't. We
No,
can't.
we
Ah.
can see.
Because I heard some drivers had to put extra 2 laps of fuel for this.
But still to gain, more than 6 seconds just over a single lap is something very fishy indeed.
And even with him not losing the car, it's definitely very
Yeah.
fishy.
And HP 58 is within 1 second to Katty.
Let's go one block HB.
Yeah, HB is within
Yeah,
1
let's
second
go on
of
board
Katty.
HB. Let's see.
Yeah, Yeah, okay. Yeah, since Katty drained out his DRS, HB is catching up to him.
Katty,
Oh,
using
Right.
DRS
there's no
like a
reason for
mad.
Katty to drain out DRS.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
2
even
laps to
give
go.
it 3 second leeway, so I think he'll be
Sorry,
fine.
ERS.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
it.
yes.
Yeah, so 2 laps to go. We have our front runners on 10 lap old softs fighting it out, and the HP is within the DRS range of Katty with just about 40% DRS.
I
And
think if HB does manage to overtake Katty, Katty shouldn't take any unnecessary risk to try to take the position back, since HB
yeah,
after all
that
has a
3
penalty.
second time penalty,
Yeah.
Katty would easily stay within that, I believe. And HP is right on the tail of Katty.
Yeah.
Finally, some action.
Yes, finally some
Another
action.
news simply caught up to his teammate, but no point looking over that because we know what will happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
What are those? I'm confused.
That's close. That was close.
Very
Yeah, we
close.
saw Katty being stuck behind Simply for around 8 to 10 laps, and before the second safety car. Let's see if same case happens with HB with just 2 more laps to go. This one and the final lap, and HB with that 3 second time penalty. I doubt he'll be able to pull a gap of more than 3 seconds if he overtakes him. But it's worth a shot to get that track position.
I think HB might also
Oh,
be
he
pulling on
loses
that
his
one.
car.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, gone.
Oh.
Oh, Katty!
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I think he'll.
Why do I feel that's
Good.
kind of
This is-
fishy?
No, chill, dude, come on.
I think he
This
probably had a
took
bit
him
of
out of an
oversteer
hour.
moment at the exit, and I mean, I was talking about HP not
If
getting a
Katty
3
has
second
damage,
lead.
his race win gone. Can you
Yes.
go on kilometer view on Katty, please?
I'm not sure what that.
Doesn't look like he has wing.
Yeah, he's been losing too much time. He doesn't have damage. I think this is still B's win.
Starmax, we can't hear you properly. Your
I
mic.
think your
I
mic
think this
is
is still
yeah,
Katty's
below.
win. He's not losing too much time. I don't think he has damage.
Hopefully, he doesn't have damage.
Oh wait, I think he might. He just lost 2 tenths in one corner.
Let's
Or
see.
will he take
Yeah.
lead of what penalty he has in this
No.
race right now?
Yeah, that's the thing. He is currently winning, but if he has damage, he could very well lose this.
It doesn't show any damage on the cinematic view.
Yeah, so
Yet he's
HP
hanging
has 2
Using
sectors.
all of his ERS.
Yeah.
Yes, HP has 2 sectors to gain 1 second to
As we can
get any
call
chance
it.
of victory.
Let's hope that this chicane doesn't consume another.
Well, both of them are pushing right now. One pushing to keep the lead, one pushing to get the lead. So hopefully,
Yeah, I
this
don't think
chicane-
Katty has damage. She took that chicane very well. Yeah.
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 He's still losing time to HB though. HB is full pushing.
And
He has to get 8 tenths before.
Let's see if he can do it. As
Last
the
one.
He cannot.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
come on
Okay.
to the final chicane,
check
and
the
Yeah,
that's
this is Katty's win. He
Yeah.
almost bottled it.
yeah,
Oh
that's
my god.
true.
Okay.
And yes, we have that official confirmation. Katty finishes P1, and we have HB coming in P2 after a very close battle. I would like to say in the second half of the race after the second safety car. simplyYT has pinned it, to be fair, after that botched pit stop strategy and that front wing damage. But he still finishes P3, gets a handful of points, followed by his teammate
Wait.
Hunter Vanguard.
Now that I think of it, I don't think it was team orders. Because even after simply overtook him, Hunter Vanguard lost 6 more seconds to his teammate. So I think he might have some kind of damage or something when he had that collision with Bobby. Some kind of floor damage. or
Maybe he
something.
just gave up.
Yeah,
No,
that might be.
I don't think
And
so. No wonder
probably
he gives up.
thinking about it, if HB had pushed, he might have, just an outside chance of getting
Hmm.
near to guys.
Yeah.
But yes,
Let's
still a
add
very,
the
very clinical
podium
performance.
guys to our call.
A very clinical performance from the top two guys. Even Simply, he was, you know,
It was his
blazingly fast.
it was his win to lose, and he lost it.
Yeah.
But I guess you can't have a perfect season. It was the first of he makes very little mistakes. I think I honestly from my memory I think that's his first mistake. But let's see if
Yes,
he
he
makes.
has been very consistent throughout this
Yeah.
season. And that's our final classification. Katty getting some much needed points for the Alpha once again, winning it. And then we have HB who had, decent fight with Katty and gets P2. simplyYT finishing P3. Then we had his Mercedes teammate Hunter Vanguard P4. And then of course we had sorry, my bad. What's 9 minus 1? 5 retirements. I'm sorry, I lost some maths right there. So we had 5 retirements: Chelsea Sunny, AJ Sam, Contro Bobby, Nutria, and ContentedMink. A few unfortunate retirements, a few, I don't know, too much damage retirements. But yeah, that's that, and that's how the 9 drivers finished.
And a huge pit stop blunder too, costing a race win.
Yes, and we are joined by Katty and HB. First and second position, respectively. So yes, Katty, how was your experience given that you were stuck behind Simply for quite some time before that second safety car?
Um, it was okay. I've had better races, but then a win is a win. 25 points is 25 points. So I'm happy with the result.
Yep, that's true. So HB, that 3-second time penalty, just because Katty made that mistake in the second last lap, and that 3-second time penalty would have made sure, if that wasn't there, that you could have that P1 out of nowhere.
Means, yeah, it's been a topsy-turvy race so far. I had damage on lap 1 with contact from my teammate. And then I had to
Yeah.
just pick the right moments and the right tires with the safety car and all the crashes around me. So I think P2 is still a good result from last race, obviously after the qualifying blunder. And I'd also like to add that some of us, like after lap 8 or 9, we were calling for a restart, and then one of the teams didn't agree with it, so we just had to continue with whatever many drivers we had today. So that's a shame for the fans and whoever were watching us today. Yeah.
Yeah, we had an intense discussion here as well. But it is what it is, isn't it? So that's
For
how
sure.
our
Right.
drivers finished. And
Yeah.
we are also joined by simplyYT, who will be feeling a bit undone by what transpired in this race. So what really happened at pit stop? You forgot to change the tires, or what? Simply.
Absolutely fuming. What happened was I was on softs. The game glitched me onto medium somehow, and after that, I pit for softs. Luckily, safety car was still there, and then I came out behind these guys, and then for whatever reason, the game decided not to, register my movements anymore of my wheels, so it just put me straight into the wall. Luckily, I didn't DNF, but absolutely disappointing because this game is just absolutely ruining the fun out of everything. Like at this point, I don't care who wins the championship, but like honestly, like at the end of the day, we're here to have fun, and if this game keeps doing all this bugs and glitches and stuff, then it's just ruining racing basically.
Funny you speak of that, because those are some very new bugs that I'm hearing for the first time, that the game is actually not registering your wheel input. Might be some issue with your wheel itself, if I'm not sure about that.
Working perfectly fine. Don't worry about the wheel.
But anyways, nevertheless, a good recovery dive from you coming in P3, although there were only 4 drivers, so much of a damage limitation it was. But that's it from our side. That's it for the Xbox race that we had. We started off with 9 drivers, but unfortunately we finished with only 4, barring any incidents that happened in the initial parts of the lap and people being unlucky in their incidents, and after their incidents being not able to drive their car as well. But nevertheless, we had whatever we could salvage from this race. But that's it from us. We will be coming back to you tomorrow with our ACC race, and it is gonna be an endurance race of 1.5 hours with around 25 drivers on the grid in the ACC game at Nürburgring. So do tune in for that if you wanna see some endurance action, and if you have some free time, please bring your popcorn. But that's it from me. No More Pro Player signing off, along with Relativity, starmaxlord, Kaake, and Alex. A lot of people in the comms box